Welcome to my unboxing and first look of the EliteBook 9470M from HP. This is a demo unit as part of their HPQ demo program. So they sent this to me to have a look at, and I'm pretty excited about it. So this is an EliteBook, which makes it a business class product, but it is also an Ultrabook. So this Ultrabook right here is actually less than 0.75 inches thick. And I'm sorry I have to do the unboxing like this, but Slick is just sort of taking his sweet time over there with some benchmarking that needs to be done. So let's get these seals opened up and we'll be back in a moment. All right, so I guilted Slick into coming over here and actually helping me, which is his job. So he's pointing the camera at stuff. He's all like, "Ooh, my arm's injured because I got in a bicycle accident." As if that's an excuse. Actually, his arm's really badly injured if you watched it. Sorry, it's not funny. But if you watched the live stream last week, you can see it was in like a sling and stuff. And now I've just got him like holding the camera. It's only been like 4 days. So we're finding some pretty cool stuff in here. Look at that. Very slim, very small power adapter. Very nice. I mean, it's one thing when you have an Ultrabook notebook, but it's a whole other thing when it comes with like a big brick old stupid power supply that's like big and stupid and a brick. So here's the included battery, which is good for up to 9 hours of battery life. It's swappable, which is pretty elite if you want to sort of consider what's different about this from another Ultrabook. It also has an optional, what's called a slice battery, which will give the notebook up to 19 hours of battery life should you choose to install that. So check out how thin this battery is. Very cool stuff. See, there's the old iPhone size comparison. Very, very small, and it's phenomenally cool to me that you can just totally swap the battery out. No big deal. I mean, most Ultrabooks, you can't do that. Love that industry trend started by the one and only Apple computer because they're awesome that way. And oh, check this out, very cool. So again, business class product. So it has some different options that we're not used to seeing on consumer products. It comes pre-installed with Windows 7 Pro. However, it also comes with a Windows 8 Pro DVD and license. So what you can do is you can only install one of them at a time, but you can uninstall Windows 7 Pro, then install Windows 8 Pro, and you can choose which of those two operating systems you want to use on your notebook. And then you can even just uninstall Windows 8 and put Windows 7 back on it, should you so desire, which is very, very cool. So the process of installing the battery is what we're going to do next. Not a lot included in terms of accessories. However, there's lots of optional accessories that you can get to go with it, which again, makes it kind of business class because the assumption is that unlike a consumer product, it doesn't need to come with everything, and that business users won't necessarily mind forking out for additional accessories. So it is dock ready, which means you can install it in a dock for additional I/O and for the convenience of not having to plug and unplug your peripherals as you move around from the office to home or wherever else you need to go. It also has, yeah, that was apparently not how to do it. There, now we're in place. Yep, we're good. It also has awesome I/O, so you've got 3 USB 3 super speed ports, 2 on this side, DisplayPort and VGA. VGA is still a huge boon to business users because of the fact that as you're traveling, lots of boardrooms, lots of presentation rooms are still using older VGA projectors. And if you show up with a notebook that doesn't have an analog output, you're not going to be able to give your presentation. So this guy we'll figure out in a moment. Full-sized Ethernet connector, no sort of little connector hoo-ha doodad thing going on here, so it should be very durable. You've also got an SD card reader right there hiding, and on the back you have nothing except a, ooh, look, Hewlett-Packard. No, you're not looking at that, it's okay. Finally, we've got power in, Kensington lock, exhaust, that other USB 3 super speed port that I talked about, as well as an integrated headphone microphone jack. Wouldn't have minded seeing 2 jacks there if they'd been able to get away with that. Sorry, I messed that up before, guys. This right here is the connector for the optional extended battery that gives you up to 19 hours of battery life on this thing. And this guy right here is actually the dock connector. So I don't really use business model notebooks that much, and I wasn't familiar with that thing, so I'm quite sorry about that. This guy over here is a smart card reader, and that was where we left off, and I think I'm caught up now. So we can move around to the front where we have wireless power, charging, and disk activity LEDs. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up where we find a matte screen again. Business options, proper matte screen, no glossy stuff going on in here. We've also got a hardware button for turning the wireless on and off, as well as a hardware mute button. This is a really cool indicator right here. This is to tell you if your touchpad is on or off, so you can use the touchpad on or off hotkey in order to turn it on and off, and then you'll actually know whether it's on and off. You can see it's got a very business-like layout to the inside as well. Nice big touchpad, and then you've got the option of either using buttons here or using the mouse nipple, which is in the middle of the keyboard here, to navigate, and then using these two buttons here for your left and right click. The keyboard is LED backlit. You can see it's quite bright because even though I've got my studio lights on here, it's very clearly illuminated. I'm going to go ahead and turn one off to give you guys an even better idea, and I'll stand in the way of the other one. So it looks just, oh, hold on, they went away. Give it a sec. Let's wait till the machine boots up, and then we'll be good to show that off. Okay, so I figured it out. It turns off as a power saving feature, so you guys can see what it looks like normally. Aha! See, I wasn't crazy. The LED backlight was on, so it shines through the letters. Oh, you can see the red light on the camera. That's no good. So it shines through the letters as well as around the outsides of the letters, so it should be very easy to find what you're working on, even in the utmost darkness. So you got a fingerprint reader here, which is handy for your biometric logins and all that and whatnots and hoo-has. And in terms of the overall layout of the keyboard, it looks very strong. So you got a long enter key, long backspace key, long shift, and no cardinal sins committed in terms of the overall layout. Oh man, that thing's solid. I love EliteBooks. Like there's sorry for the noise, guys, but there's no flex whatsoever to this machine. It is incredibly solidly built, in spite of the fact that it doesn't use that unibody design that was popularized by our friends over at Apple. Just a sec. Which, quite frankly, isn't a very environmentally friendly way to manufacture laptops. So it's just as well that HP's found a way to make a laptop not be manufactured that way and still be very, very solid. So speaking of our friends at Apple, I'm going to go ahead and do the obligatory thickness comparison with the iPhone 4. This is a 14-inch notebook, so the Ultrabook standard allows it to be a little bit thicker than Ultrabooks that are not 14 inches. It has a 1366 by 768 display, and it is, hold on, let's have a look. Let's see what we think about their display. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. And it is not a TN panel. Yay! Love non-TN panels. I mean, that's the thing you get with EliteBooks, is you get that slightly higher build quality versus the consumer grade stuff. It has the trusted platform module chip embedded, which gives you more security. Again, this is a very corporate oriented feature. And what's cool about this touchpad is it will never ever wear out because it is chemically etched glass, unlike most trackpads which are using like a plastic or some kind of composite surface. So it doesn't feel like glass, but it's a little bit cold to the touch, and it will never ever 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 wear out, which is very, very, very cool as well. It has optional LTE support, although that's not built into this particular model that I'm checking out. Let's see how the hinge feels. We'll give it the old hinge abuse. Yeah, it feels good, actually. Feels quite solid. And even the screen itself doesn't have that much flex either. Check this out. So it's very, very thin. See, there's the old iPhone comparison. Very thin. However, see how much flex there is? There's a little bit, but there's no getting away from that. And really not that much. Very, very nice. Let's see if there's any, look at that. You don't even get any discoloration on the screen when you do that. That's outstanding. Very, very nice. All right, so thank you guys for checking out my unboxing and first look at the EliteBook Folio 9470M. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.